For real, for real. I'm sitting here wondering if I even belong in the same room as you young men. Parents, I applaud you for the work that you put in. Give yourselves a round of applause. Because we hear so often about what's not going well in the world, and today is evidence of what is going well. So I applaud you all for that. I sat here thinking, what was I doing when I was 17 or 18 years old when I was in high school? Y'all made me feel bad. Now, I was a leader. I did start a boycott. I started a boycott at my school. I'm also with DeKalb County for the Young Men's at Stevenson. I'm at Lithonia all day, right? I can't really brag because Stevenson beats us all the time. That's a whole other conversation. I started a boycott in the lunchroom, but it wasn't for a noble reason. It was because the food was nasty. Hey, but it works. But it works. But in all seriousness, you all are here because you are already being the answer in what's needed in the world. But on a deeper level, you have a choice. And I'm speaking to the young men. This applies to women as well. You have a choice. There are three types of men in this world. There's a man who's in the city. All you know about the man is that he's in the city. Now, that's not to be diminished because we know from statistics, whenever there's a rate of 12% of men in a community, the community can sustain itself. But when it drops below 12% to 11%, crime, dropout rates, aggression, all that stuff goes up. So it's okay to be a man in the city. Then there's a second type of man. That's a man that's against the city. He's only about himself. He aspires to be in power for what he can get for himself, but he does nothing for the city. He also sometimes does things to promote himself, but it's not in the best interest of the city. You see that, unfortunately, with a lot of our politicians. That they're there for their name to be recognized, but when you look at what they've done, they really are against the city if it means that it's not going to promote them. And then there's a third type of man, the men that are in this room, and those are men that are for the city. That means that what you do makes your city better. That means that when you leave, your city should mourn because it has lost something so deep, so important. And when you die, I know you're young to be talking about this, but you're already building a legacy. That when you pass, the city will say, that was a man who was for the city. Now, I couldn't help but think about what you all are going to accomplish. And so I started changing what I was going to write or speak about based upon what I heard about you all. And what made me change it was not only your accomplishments, but the style and the poise and the charisma and the panache in which you all handled this media interview. So often, there's not that combination. You'll find people that are book smart, but they're not able to relate. They're not relatable. No one's able to follow them. Each one of you that came up here, you would ask impromptu questions, and you handled them like a pro, and I'm proud that I know you. So I changed what I was going to say. I started thinking about the way your dream is set up. How many of you heard of Kevin Hart? How many of you seen this little comedy piece on the way his credit card is set up? Where he's trying to ball, but he realized he didn't have that much money. And when the bill comes, he said, well, the way my credit card is set up, instead of admitting I don't have the money. So I changed it to the way my dream is set up. When I look at each one of you and hear your stories and the things that you've done, I can't help but think about Joseph. Joseph in the Bible. around the same age as you all are, 17 or 18 years old, Joseph had a dream. And in his dream, he woke up and he bragged about what God had given him. He said, brothers, come around. Now remember, Joseph was one of his youngest brothers. He was the young one. All right? He said, brothers, gather around. You really should be nicer to me because I had this dream, and guess what it said? You all are going to bow down to me. I'm going to be your ruler. That's right. However, his brothers did not celebrate. They did not say, you can do it, brother. Even his father said, son, are you saying that even your mother and I are going to answer to you? Are you serious right now? And Joseph looked at him and said, yeah, that's right. So his brothers got together. And when they saw Joseph walking towards them, you know the story. They say, you know what? Here comes that braggart. The one with the high dreams. The one with all the ambition. The one with the dream. And says that we are going to serve him. Let's kill him. Now that's cold when your brothers say they want to kill you for a dream. But luckily he had another brother that said, you know what? We shouldn't kill him. What good is it for us to kill him? You know what we should do? We should sell him. We should sell him. At least we can get the cash. Why kill him and get nothing for it? He's a braggart anyway. So they threw him in a pit and they sold him. And here's a young man that's talented, full of God's vision for his life, and when he expressed it, his brothers turned on him and sold him. But there was something about Joseph. He said, the way his dream was set up, it didn't end like this. It does not end with me being sold by my brothers. This can't be the dream. So he took a certain attitude forward. So he was sold, walked through the desert. Then someone saw him and said, sell him to me. The Potiphar, who was like the general in the army. So I tell you what, you're so good, Joseph. There's something special about you. I don't know what it is. There's something special about you. I'm going to make you head of my army, and I'm just going to relax. So here was this servant, this slave, that they turned their army over to just looking at him. But there was a problem. The Potiphar's wife also felt that Joseph had a little too much swag. She liked the swag a whole lot. And she said, Joseph, why don't you come in here and lay with me? Now imagine you were sold walking through the desert and you get this cool job as head over the army, right? He was like, look, the way my dream is set up, I'm not really trying to be with you right now. I don't want to do that. I mean, you're fine, but I'm not trying to be with you right now. I'm over the army, and yesterday it was real bad. My brother was trying to kill me. I was trying to hold where I am. But she didn't listen. And so she got so insulted that he kept turning her down that she stole his robe as he walked out and screamed. He tried to make sport of me. He tried to lay with me. And when the Potiphar came home and she told on him, I could see his face. I'm sure the wife said he tried to lay with me. I'm sure he was like, bruh, I put on everything I love. I didn't touch her. I've been telling her every day, no, I promise you. But you think the Potiphar believed him? No, he believed his wife. I think he did believe him, but at that point, you know your wife. You know what she's capable of. That's a whole other conversation. That's why y'all check your Instagram, see what you get. But that's a whole other conversation. So, he got put in jail. In jail, though, something about Joseph. The warden looked at him and said, there's something special about you. You know what? I'm not going to even run this jail. I'm going to let you run it. You can be the warden. So here Joseph is in jail. This just got set up. Yeah. This girl's not loyal. I said no. He's in jail. But the way his dream was set up, he never got depressed. He never gave up on his dream. He kept going and still exhibiting that character, that panache, that charisma, that leadership regardless of the circumstance. So one day he's in jail, and Pharaoh arrests two of his servants. Butler. Y'all remember the other one? I know you know, Pastor. The baker and the butler. And they were having these dreams, and they said, hey, can you interpret dreams? He says, I can't interpret dreams, but aren't dreams of God? I have visions from God. So if you tell me, maybe God will put it in my heart and I'll help you out. Right? So they told him the dream, and one of them said, here's my dream. And he interpreted it. He said, what, your dream is pretty good. All right? You're the butler. He's going to restore you. You're only going to be in jail for a little bit of time. He's going to restore you. Everything's going to be fine. He said, all right. Whew. I was hoping I was going to be in jail for the rest of my life. So the baker said, well, do mine. And he interpreted the baker's dream, and he said, oh, yours is not so good. You're going to die. We real bad. But I tell you what, Butler, if what I say is true, remember your boy. Come get me. That's right. If he doesn't kill you. Okay? So he goes back to Pharaoh, kills the baker, keeps the butler. But do you think the butler remembers Joseph? No, he doesn't. But Joseph's attitude stays the same. And so years later, one day the Pharaoh said, I'm having these dreams. I'm being tortured by these dreams. I don't know what these dreams mean. Does anyone here know anyone that can interpret dreams? I can see the butler's face like, oh, snaps! I forgot about Joseph. Pharaoh, I know this guy. He's probably going to be real mad at me, but what's he going to do? He's locked up. And he goes to him and said, look, my bad. I need you. I need you. And so Joseph comes, and the Pharaoh tells him his dream. And he interprets the dream, to make a long story short, and says, I got it. You're getting ready to go through a famine. All right? And you need to collect some of the food so that when the famine comes, everyone else can come and get food and we don't die. And he liked him so much, he said, I'm going to make you my first in command. I'm going to make you in charge of this project. So we fast forward a little bit later, and guess whose brothers run out of food? Joseph. He said, man, I'm hungry. Do you have any more food? No. And so they have to travel to go get food. And when they come, Joseph recognizes them. And he doesn't reveal who he is, because remember, he looks a lot different from that little 17-year-old boy they tried to throw in the pit and sell. So he never reveals himself, and he's never bitter. He had to fight it back a little bit. Can you imagine? Yeah. I'm not there yet. Oh, y'all hungry? But I'm alive. Trying to kill me. But he didn't do that. Because the way his dream was set up, this was starting to make sense. The way his dream was set up, it was starting to make sense. So he sent his brothers away with food, but he put the money that they paid for, he put it back in their sack. Yeah. And when they got back, and they looked at it, and they said, oh, we paid for the food, but the money that we paid for is here. This is not adding up. But he told them, if you come back, because I think y'all are spies. He played with them a little bit. Wouldn't you? Yeah. I think y'all spies. Y'all come back. Bring your younger brother to me. Bring him. They said, we can't. Because last time, our younger brother came looking for us, came up missing. I'm paraphrasing for the theologians in the room. But when they came back the second time, because they ran out of food again, he wanted to see if their hearts had changed. To make a long story short, he saw that their character changed, because they said, no, don't do that to my brother. Don't keep him. Take me. The same brother that let him go now stepped up. And so he said, let's dine together. And he brought him into his house, and he started to dine. When they were starting to eat, he said, brothers! And they looked up like, oh, it's Joseph! We are about to die. And he came out, colored rock recipients, and he says, told you when I was 17 years old that you all were going to need me, that you all were going to bow down to me. Brothers, I'm not mad at you for selling me. Because if you had not sold me, I would have never been sold into slavery. I would have never gone to the Potiphar's house. I would have never been set up by her. I would have never been put in jail to interpret dreams. I would have never come before the Pharaoh so he could put me in charge so that we don't starve and that I can save the entire world. What I'm here to tell you is that the dreams that have been placed on your heart are intentional. You all are here because you are exceptional. You cannot be duplicated. There is no replication of you. You all submitted your application from other helpers, from other healers, and you all, 14 people, were selected as the colored rocks. You all are here because you have a dream and you are already changing the world. This message is for you. This is not for you to hear from me. This is something that God put in me to give to you, because the next trek of your life you will have stress. There will be people that will stop you because you are smart. There will be people that will be jealous of you, that will come in your way. And there is an evil one that will tempt you and try to stop you because you have the power to change the world. And I want you to remember that when those days come, I want you to remember Joseph and his attitude. And I want you to remember the way your dream is set up. I want you to remember the way my dream is set up, I don't go out like this. The way my dream is set up, you coming against me is to make me bigger, is to help me to persevere, to have a good attitude. Even on a dark day, I'm still going to be smiling. I don't care if one kid comes to the mentoring program, I'm going to mentor that one kid. And then there's going to be 2 kids. And then you're going to look up and you're going to see that kid has started his own mentoring program for thousands. You all are here because you're special. You all are here because there is a calling placed on your life. On Christ, the solid rock, I stand. All other ground is sinking sand. This is not just about the money. Even though I'm a father, Lord knows it helps. This is about a symbol, being that you all are the rocks in which the community is going to plant itself on. You all are the capstones. You all are the solid rock in which people, men, women, are going to follow you, and they're going to do what you say because of your leadership. Now, if we add a little color to some water, what happens? Just a few drops of color added to water. What happens to the water, scholars? It changes based on a few drops. You can have a whole gallon of water and just put a little bit of artificial food coloring, or Kool-Aid, and you can turn the whole water. What I'm here to tell you is that you all are the drops, and the world is the water. And a little bit of you spread out across the world is going to change this world. What you have to realize is that the answer to the world's problems is always a person. When you look at civil rights, Dr. Martin Luther King. When you look at women in entrepreneurship in the media, you look at Oprah Winfrey. When you look at changing the color landscape of how we see leadership in the country, you look at President Barack Obama. Just next door, it's no coincidence that you all are here while Joel Osteen is speaking next door. There are thousands of people flocking to hear one man give the gospel. One man. You all are here at the same time, right across the street, on purpose, because you are the answer to changing the world. So as I close, I want to say thank you, moms and dads and grandmas and grandpas, and know that there are grandparents that were praying over you. You are the answer to the world's prayers. Do you know that there are people that are praying for an answer, and you are created? This is not about getting an award. This is about confirmation of you all moving forward and knowing that if you don't do it, it will not be done. I know as a psychologist every day, if I don't have that critical conversation about why you should not keep your feelings in as a man, why you should articulate and verbalize stress, that you are likely to commit suicide. I know I don't have the conversation if I don't use my humor, if I don't use what I have to help people, no one else is going to help them. You know how you look around, you figure out if I don't do it, someone else is going to do it. And then I looked up and I realized I was the only person in the community. And when I didn't come, no one else came. When I was sick and on vacation, no one took my place. And then it hit me. I was created and I was born to do this work. You all were created and born to do your work. And as you move forward, I want you to keep that same energy, that same confidence. I want you to keep that same braggadocious dream that you're going to change the world, because people are going to say, who are you to do that? And you're going to say, who am I not? Don't you understand I'm a colored rock? Don't you understand that? And I know who I'm talking to as I close, because I can feel things. You all have been having these visions and these dreams for a very, very long time. You wanted to be here. You wanted to help the community. You're the kids in the classroom and you look around, and when no one volunteers, you're the one that looks around. It's you. Because you want it. Because it's yours. Your destiny was created the day that you were born. And it's intensified today. So I want to say to the Colored Rocks Foundation, to your parents, to your grandparents, to your mentors, and specifically to you, Colored Rocks, 2015, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. That you all are the answer to so many prayers, and I'm proud of you, and may God bless you.